maybe it is too soon, or maybe it is going to be 2 really tough years, or, you know, should I rethink? And actually it was the people that were being negative about it that were putting those thoughts in my brain.
Welcome to Flair. This initiative champions female entrepreneurs offering not just inspiration, but real practical support, including the chance to win £20,000 in advertising to help your business take flight. Today we're joined by Zandy Cohen, founder of Cohen Family Law and a proud Flair sponsor. Zandy's journey from established Jersey advocate to independent business owner embodies the courage, compassion and drive at the heart of Flair. She's here to share her story, her advice for taking the entrepreneurial leap, and why she encourages every aspiring woman in business to apply. So, Zandy, before we get into your sponsorship of Flair, tell me a bit about you and your background. You know, you're dual qualified as an English solicitor and a Jersey advocate. So what drew you down that path? Take me on that journey.
So I practiced in a Jersey law firm for about 10 to 11 years, and I was trained by a brilliant family lawyer here. And then I qualified I did my exams via a Jersey firm here, but I did them in England, then qualified as an advocate. And then I decided I've always wanted my own firm, so now was the time to go off. I'd had enough experience, it was the right time, and I set up on my own, and yeah, that was it, really.
And so that's really interesting. So that's quite a leap from going from a larger firm to setting up by yourself. So firstly, tell me a bit about, you know, why you're so passionate about family law, and then about that transition from group to solo.
I think, so the most important thing to me is my family. My family, anyone that knows me will know that my family is my number one. So I love to be able to help people with family problems, and not everyone has the same family life that I have had. So I think when a relationship breaks down, it's really important to have someone that is compassionate, is understanding, and also obviously good at the law. And I think family lawyers have quite a bad reputation generally. I think people think of a family lawyer as, you know, you often hear, oh, the only person that benefits from your divorce is your family lawyer. But it's also an opportunity to really help someone through the worst time in their life. You know, they say that the two worst times in your life are moving house and getting divorced. So you do get to help someone through that transition. It's not only divorce as well, you know, if you're not married and your relationship breaks down and you've got children, there's loads of different angles family law goes off at, so.
And it sounds like to you, you know, that personal touch is quite important. You know, you're working with people in this highly vulnerable point in their lives. So tell me a bit about the values of your firm.
Yeah, so my main branding, my main aim of my firm is to be a human. So it's less lawyer, more human. I always think if you're going through the worst time in your life, the last thing you want to do is go and see a lawyer who is in a black suit and, you know, comes across as a corporate lawyer, you know, no personal touch at all. So I really brought that personal touch to my business. That was my main aim, is to bring it forward into the business, but bring it forward in a way that was professional and in line with traditional values of the legal profession here as well. So my business and my values, they are a combination of modern practice, modern relationships, and also incorporating the traditional approach. So, I mean, everyone knows that Jersey advocates once a year still have to go to the Royal Court. They still have to be sworn in. We have to go gowned, and there's a ceremony, and it's one of my favourite times of the year. And then we all go outside into the Royal Square, and then we go into the church for a church service. So I make sure that I preserve all of those traditional parts of the profession, but I also bring in my own touch, and I like to look after my clients. I like them to feel comfortable at home and, you know, with another human as opposed to someone that they can't connect with.
Absolutely. So it sounds like when you set up, you had a really strong sense of, you know, yourself, what you wanted to bring to the role, what you wanted your firm's values to be. But talk me a bit through, you know, the practical steps of going through that, because I mean, you know, that also makes you in many ways an entrepreneur. You know, you founded your own business. So what were the steps you had to go through? You know, what was that process like?
So it was a bit of a learn as you go process. So I sort of made the decision, and then I worked it out as I went along. So luckily, in my profession, we've got the Law Society here, which is our governing body. And very helpfully, they effectively gave me a list of everything that I needed to do to set up my business. So it was, one of the main difficulties for people generally in setting up a business is obviously the funding, which then brings us on to the campaign. But the main struggles I had were finding a website person that I really clicked with, finding someone that really understood my brand. And then once I had found those people, the process was a lot easier. There was a lot of things I had to do again. So I'd spend a lot of time working on something, for example, compliance things that potentially I didn't need to do, and I did it in a different way. But it's all the learning process. And there were people around me to help me. It was a learn as you go.
Absolutely.
Thing.
And it takes a lot of bravery though to kind of take that leap and, take the first step for yourself to kind of go it alone. Was there any really good advice that you got along the way to help you?
I remember my accountant said, just do it. And he said, don't talk to anyone that's negative about it, only talk to the people that are positive about it, because he said you're going to get lots of people that tell you it's too soon, or it's not right, or you don't have the support in place, or it's going to be really tough. So many people told me you're going to have a really difficult 2 to 3 years, and that knocked your confidence a bit. But then actually speaking to the people that were positive about it, it really helped. And actually I'm glad I stuck it out, because there were times when I was setting up and I was thinking, oh God, maybe it is too soon, or maybe it is going to be 2 really tough years, or should I rethink? And actually it was the people that were being negative about it that were putting those thoughts in my brain, and actually sticking with the people that are positive about it and going to support you. I think that was probably the best piece of advice I had.
So obviously it must take a lot of resilience, as you say, to kind of get through that period, to be able to let those comments kind of wash off you, to be able to kind of keep going.
You've got to just block them out, I think. And obviously I'm quite young to set up my own firm. That's the other thing that, I think some people will wonder, am I too young? But at the end of the day, again, the other piece of advice I got was, you've got all the experience, you've got the reputation, you've got the clients, just do it. And actually I've never looked back.
That's brilliant. And what about, in those early days of setting up, what was the balance like? 'Cause you're doing it all by yourself. It must have been a lot of hard work. How did you kind of retain a bit of balance in your life?
So, at the beginning, I wasn't working on client work full time. So a lot of the work was background work. So setting up all your policies, building relationships with people. It's only actually recently that I've started working long hours on client work. So the first couple of months, I probably spent long hours in the day, probably like 10 hours a day, doing all the background stuff to build up the business and a bit of client work in the background. And now it's sort of transitioned to, I've got 6 months in, everything's set up. Obviously the technology is amazing now, which is something I have learned in the process. So a lot of my admin is done by technology. It's also understanding all these developments with AI as well. I learned something very new about AI the other day, and how it can be used. So at the moment, I've got the balance right. So, but there'll be times when I'm working really long hours, and there'll be times when I can take a Thursday off.
Absolutely. And just thinking about in terms of how you got the message out, now that you've kind of established yourself, you're feeling confident, you know what you're doing, you've got your kind of vision, your business is in place. How did you then try and find the clients that you wanted to work with? How did you get out the message of Cohen Family Law? Everything
in Jersey, particularly in law, is word of mouth. So your reputation is everything here, really. I think my aim when I set up the business was to effectively be the first name that came when people needed help. It's really hard to network as a family lawyer, because you go to these networking events and you're sitting next to someone at a dinner and they ask you what you do and you say, oh, I'm a lawyer. And then they go, well, what type of law? And then you say family and divorce, or you just mention the word divorce and they're like, oh, well, I don't need you now. I don't need you right now. And then you're sort of like forgotten about. So my view is that you just need to be present in the market, and you need to be the first name that rolls off someone's tongue when they need a recommendation. So that was my aim, was to effectively get my face everywhere, which I think I achieved with actually the help of All Island Media. And it was also just, I mean, a lot of my initial clients came word of mouth. So it was all recommendations, really. I think 90% of my work is probably from previous clients and recommendations. So.
Well, just on that note, I mean, I think that tails us in nicely to kind of Flair and, enabling people to get the word out about their businesses. Tell me a bit about, what attracted you to this particular initiative, why you wanted to hop on as a sponsor and support other female entrepreneurs wanting to bring forward their ideas.
So I've been doing, since I set up the business, I've been doing a campaign with All Island Media anyway. So they've been doing most of my marketing and a lot of the articles that go out. That's been All Island Media. So I found the campaign through that. And then the reason I was interested in it is because I was very lucky. I had the money to set up my business, which a lot of people don't have. And I think if I hadn't had the funding at the time, I would have never have done it. And I know lots of people that have this dream to do it and they can't because they don't have a lump sum of cash. So I think that's one of the reasons I was really keen on doing it. And also I'm very pro, obviously, females setting up on their own, being entrepreneurs, and it's something that really, really clicked with me.
And what are some of the challenges of kind of female entrepreneurship in particular in your experience, and what advice might you give those who are just starting on that journey?
I haven't come across too many challenges being a female business leader or anything like that. I think everything has moved along a bit. And my clients, for example, they're a real mix of female and male. So I don't think there's that, I need a male lawyer. Also, family law is very female dominated. So there aren't actually many male family lawyers. So I haven't had too many problems, but what I would say is you've just got to do it, and you've got to fake it till you make it, effectively. If you don't feel comfortable or you feel like you are going to face challenges, you've just got to get on with it until you feel okay about it. But I think that's probably what I would say in terms of that.
Well, we've already had more than 40 women applying to this particular initiative, and I'm sure there'll be many more to come in. The deadline's not up just yet, but what qualities do you think the judging panel should be looking at? What type of person do you imagine should be getting that top prize of £20,000 worth of advertising support to get their message out?
It's got to be someone that's really passionate about what they're setting up, because I guess the funding's got to go to good use, and someone that's going to really put it into the business and make it something. I mean, someone that probably has struggled to get financing or, isn't going to probably get it. And it's really someone that's going to do something, I guess, for people in the island as well. So someone that's going to help, a business that's going to help people in a way, certain way.
And what would your message be to anyone who's on the fence about applying?
Just apply, see if you, fake it till you make it. If you're not sure, apply. And if you get it, then set up your business. But you've got to be sure that it's what you want to do. I mean, going off on your own. I mean, I was actually looking at my photos on my phone the other day, and it was a year ago the other day. I handed in my notice at work, and I had absolutely no idea what was going to happen. I don't think I'd even decided at that point to set up on my own. And it actually made me realise, you really take a leap of faith. It's a risk, and you have to be ready to take that risk. And it really brought back home that moment a year ago when actually my life changed for good. But it's a risk, and you have to be ready to take it.
I think that's really good advice. Zandy, thank you so much. Thank you for listening. If you're a woman in Jersey with a business dream, now's your chance to seize £20,000 worth of advertising support, year-long mentorship and unparalleled visibility. Head to flair.com to apply and join us in making International Women's Day a launchpad for big ideas.